them that they are being casted. And yeah, Tallywhacker Gang going up against Casualty Gaming is the name of these guys. He's starting about 5 seconds here. Obviously, Swiftness is going to go out on both sides here, as is the usual stuff that they always do. Garen's going to utilize that a little more, so I think TBG's going to have a bit of a swiftness advantage, but on a map as small as this, I don't think it's going to matter much. Checking out, let's see if we're going to have any crossplay activity. I don't think we're going to, as both members fall back to their respective side points. We are actually going to have a blue team engineer crossing over here at Temples. There's going to be an NG on NG fight, and as well, we do have a bit of a ruffle started over here. Let me jump on Neuron's point of view as they try to knock one of the blue team members off the point, and they do pretty successfully. So, but that might provoke a bit more action as he might just decide to go to Temple, as that's contested as well. So they might have just screwed their own teammate over there a little bit. But for the time being, TWG does have a significant advantage in this middle fight as they're trying to knock out as many members of CG as possible. Neuron is in a bit of trouble as he takes on pressure from blue team's Thief here now, but he did manage to survive it and pop his heal. But Ningtu's going to jump right on him once more, is going to be able to pop it, and get himself up there and save his life there, really. So he's going to be safe for the time being. However, if he gets spotted, like we're seeing it out from Blood Tropes, he is going to be knocked out here in just a second, unfortunately. So with that nice blink, able to get himself really out of range of any immediate stomps, he's still going to get followed up there. Back over here, Temple, we do have a full cut going off. However, Miss Aranyan is in a bit of trouble here now as she gets bursted down. So Red Team is probably going to be holding the side point in favor of their team as well. Back up here at the gate, the fight is still in full swing here now as we see Flex Gubba about to be knocked out here by members of CG here, going to take him out now as well. At the same time, Blood Tropes was just taken down. We could see TWG try to come in for the stomp, but with two members of CG coming in for the res and just being safe with that third member going for the stomp just in case he was not knocked out. And CG is going to take an advantage once more in this mid fight. And with the elimination of Gabble Gibble, they are going to take it. And now let's open up the map and see what else we got going on at the moment here. Nothing else really happening. We are going to see blue team trying to capitalize on stuff and fall back over here to all three now as 1v1 is already engaged there. The Thief's going to fall back to try and stop the decap, which he does successfully now as Ningtu jumps onto this now. Vextizia is unfortunately going to be forced to fall back here, and with other people coming in here as well, Blood Tropes is going to come in to support this fight. Vextizia is going to be in a bit of trouble. Let's jump over to her point of view, see how she's managing cooldowns, whatnot. Unfortunately for her, all of them have been popped. Her water attunement is still about 1 second away. She'll be able to get into it in time to save herself, but unfortunately with the burst from CG, it's not going to be enough. She's going to get knocked out. She is going to miss from onto the point, possibly going to decap progress off on this now. Doesn't manage to get it fully though, and within the next few seconds, she'll be stopped out. Opening up the map, let's see what else we got going on. A very passive, a sort of a line has been drawn between the teams right now. Everyone's just waiting for someone to jump on it, and obviously the Thief is going to be the first one to jump onto it. Actually, where did he go? Let's see where he went. Still being pretty passive, so neither one's really engaging. Back over here, the gate. Let's see what we got going on here. Still pretty passive. Red team, unfortunately, doesn't really want to risk anything at the moment, which is obviously acceptable considering they only control 1 point for the time being, so they're really just being safe right now. Let's open up the map again, see what else we got going on here. We do have one member of the blue team, Miss Aranyan, taking on two members of Red Team. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to go so well as she falls back here now. Going to throw down heals. Does have that healing mist in case she gets stunned there now. But unfortunately, the damage might prove to be a bit too much for her now. She gets knocked out here. Ningtu is going to come into support, and her healing... Oh, no, she is managed to survive this now. And Vextizia as well is in a bit of trouble here, as Ningtu sort of pops into nowhere to save the day, taking out Vextizia. We are going to see an elixir go down there, which will allow Vextizia to get back up and into... Oh, and unfortunately, Miss Aranyan was knocked out there now, which will allow TWG to pretty much hold this point, but... Ah, man, this is flipping around left and right here. Mintu just really jumping in here, just trying to knock out as many people as he possibly can. And he's sniped 3 to 4 people in this matchup already, so very well played by Ningtu. At the very least, keeping enemies contested back over here at Temple. Back at Gate, let's see what we got going on over here. We do have Gabble Gibble from TWG down at the moment. Did manage to get him rezzed up there, though. Almost knocked him back and got a mid-air stomp, but unfortunately he was knocked back. He's going to be brought in this knocked as well, was taken out there as TWG Neuron tries to go in for the stomp and will get it off successfully. Unfortunately, the TWG is going to take an advantage here at this middle fight. Ring Den as well as the Guardian on the red team are going to be duking it out here now as the team fight continues, really just shuffling around themselves on other points. Gabble Gibble about to get knocked out here now. 6.2k health at the moment. Falling back, 5.4k, slowly trickling down here with the burns on him. He may not be able to survive this. The necromancers on both sides are really pretty squishy. Gonna check back over here. Vextizia as well, but as the buff was spawned here, is contested at the moment. Both members of TWG are down, and Miss Aranyan is gonna try to capitalize on and get the cap off, which I think she's gonna be able to do successfully here in just a second. She will get that off. Oh no, actually it gets interrupted there as Leafas Yalis does not go down without interrupting her enemies there. But finally, we are going to see Aranyan taking that, and Blue Team will get more of an advantage here. Jumping over to Ningtu's point of view here as he moves himself back onto this middle point, trying to burst people down here now. As we're going to see in just a second, might be choosing Gibble Gabble again. And yes, he's going to jump directly on Gibble Gabble and take him out. I believe he was an illusion of life as well, so that's going to be an insta-kill for Ningtu. Just sniping people left and right. Extremely well played, this Thief is here now. As he jumps back up here now, following Yoron back over to the temple point now as everyone just sort of falls back to that. It has been decapped. Let's jump on the point itself, see how Miss Arian holds herself off against Lee Physialis and the other members of T as they all fall back here now. We'll go over to Lee Physialis herself here. Let's check out how she's doing at the moment. Dodging that blind as well as 3 stacks of confusion. Nice choice in the dodging there. She moves back onto this point. However, Miss Arian's doing a very nice job of keeping her enemies off the point. Knocked Fuchs back at middle, or back at the back off the point. Did go down, but was able to get himself back up there with the illusion of life from his teammates, so they were able to get himself back up. The Bextizia once again is down here as well. Teammates trying to come in to res, but there's a lot of AoE damage coming on. The damage isn't going to back up, however, so Bextizia is going to be alive and is going to allow TWG to sort of fall back and possibly take this point back for his team. While that was happening, Miss Arian was unfortunately CC'd off point, and the burst coming in here from the Elementalist is going to be proved too much for Arian. She's going to get knocked out, and it's going to give TWG the advantage here. And once again, we might see a fatal mistake from CG if they choose so much to really just pressure this like they did last game. We could see TWG making a comeback here. But I think, like we're seeing now, I think they sort of learned their lesson. Unfortunately, they are still going to lose 2 members here now. Oh, actually, Noct managed to keep himself alive here, so they still have him alive, but they need to retreat pretty quickly here, as Noct is not the tankiest person in the book here now. Doesn't have heal for the next 17 seconds, so he's going to jump in the hole here and manage to save himself. Doesn't die from fall damage, but actually almost closer. I thought he was going to hit the ledge there, so managed to save himself up. Back over to Ning2's point of view. Bextizia getting bursted down at the moment. She's going to get knocked out here. As Bextizia moves on to the point, Ning2 sort of just going to move away, try to help his own teammates here now. As Yoron is down as well, they want to just try to keep everyone down that they can get down. Seeing over here now, Gabble Gibble was getting pretty low as well as Ning2 really just all over them. They're able to get that, and CG has a significant advantage, 438 points, buff spawning in 5 seconds, and unfortunately for the red team, they don't really have anyone to position on these buff skins, so we think we could see the double buff play from CG once more. Back down to Tranquility. Noct is pretty much free capping it once more. No contestation from TWG, unfortunately. And back up at top here, we are seeing CG take that as well. And guys, with that, in all honesty, that's the GG. There's nothing, if you're able to get those buffs that late in the game, unfortunately for them, and yep, it has been called. GG's have been called, and with that, with 6 points every 2 seconds, that is going to be GG in favor, once more, of CG. So CG, I've noticed they're playing, in terms of their team composition, or not their team composition, in terms of their team synergy, they're playing this extremely well. And again, I've never seen them up to this point. They may be like someone coming in from World War World or something just trying to play it out, but up to this point I have never seen CG before, but they're playing extremely well. And yeah, their team synergy is extremely well. We noticed that they've rather just gone for like full-on killing sprees before the buff spawn, so they get those double caps both times, and it's been working extremely well for them. So very nice CG. Looking forward to seeing more of them.